Round 1, we have the choice. I'll play first. Yes. This is, in fact, a keep. Pretty good one. So we can go operative into puzzle knot. Either one. Ooh, Ovia. Well, that's going to have to die when I get the removal for it. I should scratch that when I can play the removal for it. So next turn it looks like we're going to do the metal spinners puzzle knot because I kind of want to hit my land. My opponent's curve is phenomenal. Ovia into Voltaic Brawler. That's pretty nice. All right, well, we have the answers for my opponent's cards, but now we got to get the land. So let's draw a card here. Great. All right, so next turn we can privileges and extraction. So I guess we focus on Ovia first. Ideally, if our operative trades with this brawler the way we want it to, but we'll see if they have removal. If they do, I probably have to kill the brawler first. Okay. Okay. So maybe we just privileges the brawler now and set up for extraction on the Ovia, because our opponent won't be able to use the big Ovia thing till next turn, and privileges keeps us safe from a big damage swing. I'm going to have to probably take 2 from the Sage because I don't want to trade my Death Toucher for that. But that's all right. So let's deal with this brawler right now. And pass. I just don't want to get blindsided by some removal spell and then just take 1,000,000 damage. No attacks with the Sage doesn't make a ton of sense, I guess, since they don't have a play. That's their plan. So we're going to try and extract Ovia on my turn. Because if I do it on my opponent's turn and they play a land, they're going to be able to use the ability in response. So I think it just makes sense to try and kill Ovia if we can. And this is fine too. Okay. I am satisfied. Okay. I like that my opponent's not attacking. This is great. So we're probably, if we draw land, we're going to go Puzzle Knot and Sky Skiff. Otherwise, Snare Thopter too. So, I mean, I could just go Sky Skiff. Having the 2/3 here is actually really valuable, because then I can still block the Sage. All right, so we'll actually go Sky Skiff first. And pass. Yeah, this is a good question. Do I want to trade my Skiff for the Sage? I really like that my opponent's not attacking. It's really beneficial for us. So we can go Snare Thopter here and begin the beats. Yeah. Might have to take a little damage. I'm okay with that. We're actually not activating the skiff either because it feels kind of pointless. Okay, so opponent's going to discard their hand, which was 2 lands, and draw 2 more cards. Sure. Okay, Edgecrafter. I'm hoping it just makes it a 5/6, but I doubt they do because I've got the Death Touch and I'll be able to block it. Oh, they do. All right, well, now I just want to draw a little bit of Tidy Conclusion mana. All right, I think we're just going to activate our Skiff and trade off for the Sage because +1/+1 counters can matter, and I'm not always going to be able to activate my Skiff. So we'll just block here and take 3. So we can play a Screecher. I can play the Puzzle Knot and leave up the Impeccable Timing. And then I guess I just trade my Operative for the Edgecrafter. I'm okay with that too. And then I can Impeccable Timing something else to prevent damage to us. Or I can get the Screecher online now. Maybe that makes more sense. The best use of mana would be Puzzle Knot Timing. But getting the 1/1 doesn't really do that much. Whereas if I get the Screecher, I have a 3-power evasive guy. I would have to take quite a bit of damage on the backswing though. So maybe it's best to just set up this turn. So we'll play the Puzzle Knot. Get a servo. Pass. Another thing we can do is just double block the Wanderer with our 2 puzzle or our 2 servos. I guess I'm okay with that too. Because I don't really want to use a timing on it. Do I need... I have more removals in my deck than I do creatures though, don't I? I guess I'd rather... I don't know. I mean, I have the Trinketeer in the deck that would make these better. Let's just Impeccable Timing. I think I have a little more use for creatures. All right, Trumpeter. Well, that worked out. So we have our Trinketeer now. We're just going to play that and pass. Another Voltaic Brawler. Man, my opponent's deck is sweet. Really, really strong. Okay, so we can play Club Security. We can play Screecher. I can make another servo. Maybe just make another servo. It doesn't actually cost us a card in hand. All right. This Tidy Conclusion currently would gain us 3 life, but I suppose we're going to be making a trade here. Another Edgecrafter, geez. No attacks. All right. So we'll make a servo. Okay. So, still don't quite have the mana for a tidy conclusion, so I think we're still on making another servo plan here. I'm going to have to deal with that Edgecrafter at some point, though. Maybe I'm going to end up cracking the Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. But I want to leave up the Trinketeer if I need it. All right. Okay. All right, I think I'm just going to crack the Puzzle Knot because I really need to draw land here. All right, so we did get the land. Okay, so this leaves me some pretty good options, actually. I can leave up Impeccable Timing, Tidy Conclusion. I can do Puzzle Knot, Timing. So I think we're just going to chill this turn. Try and be as patient as we can here. Okay, so we probably just timing the Brawler and I guess we want them to pay for the buff first. And then we can double block the Peem Outrider and use the Puzzle Knot. So let's do this. Let's crack Puzzle Knot. And we can double block here. Okay. All right. So, let's see. We can go Whirlermaker Screecher. We probably have to leave up the Tidy Conclusion. I can play the Wispweaver Angel too, but my opponent still has a big army, so I got to bust the Tidy Conclusion. Unfortunately for us, it's going to not gain as much life as I would have liked, but that's acceptable. We want to leave up the conclusion on our opponent's turn. It doesn't play around the hexproof thing, but it plays around like a Nature's Wrath or something like that. Okay. All right, so he's ready to go in. So I think we're just going to block. I'm going to block like this. And then we're going to Tidy Conclusion the other one. So we end up taking 6, but deal with quite a bit of the board. So I can play the Wispweaver Angel. No value, but we don't have anything in our hand or deck too much that even gives us value off of it anyway. So why don't we just play... Another thing I could do is actually play Club Security, and then I could double block. Keeps the 5/5 at bay, because I'd rather lose the Club Security than the Angel here, and I do need to start making some trades. Does not make the best use of mana. I could offer the Harrier too, because it's cheaper. If I get 7 mana, for example, I can play Whirler Maker plus Club Security. I feel as though my flyers are going to be important. But I think we're just going to play this Club Security and offer the trade with the Trumpeter. No attacks, that's cool. Alright, so 7 mana, so we're going to go... well, we could have done the double play, but I think the plan is, I guess, Screecher, Whirler Maker. Sure. I could go Screecher, Trinketeer, and then when I play the Whirler Maker, yeah, that actually makes better use of mana. Get another servo on the ground. I mean, at this point, it's not a huge deal because we've got the inevitability behind us, which is nice. Alright, so now we can just double activate Trinketeer. I could just go off on Trinketeer. I really think that's perfectly legitimate here. Like making 2 guys a turn, not having to do anything in our hand. I kind of like it. Alright. It's not the end of the world. So I want to keep my club security more than I want to keep a couple servos. Okay, so now I can go squad plus Trinketeer. Might be time to just go Whirler Maker. But, I mean, like I said, we've got some good inevitability going for us right now. All right. Well, at 9 mana, I guess we can go Angel Whirler Maker. So let's swing with Screecher. Wait. Oh, I was like, what happened? Thought I missed my opportunity to play the Whirler Maker there. Okay. So I think opponent's lack of aggression there is honestly what cost them. I think they probably, not necessarily could have won, but if they'd been more aggressive, they would have put us in tighter spots. Multiple Voltaic Brawlers is going to be a big deal. I don't have a lot I can do about that either. I mean, Tasseled Dromedary does not do a thing against that. So that's just going to be a problem. We have the operatives. The operative, I should say, did all sorts of work there. And impeccable timings are at least nice answers against the Brawler. So we have some... Our removal came up huge there, but this should not necessarily be an easy match. Okay, yeah, it's a good hand. Kind of got the same plan we get to do before, where play the operative and have the puzzle knot. Impeccable timing, nice. Well, I'd rather see a Seed Sculptor than a Voltaic Brawler, that is for sure. So let's get our operative down now. Probably just going to go operative into... Could actually do operative in... Well, I guess it depends on what my opponent plays, but I wouldn't mind getting the patrol down as early as possible because it's nice that patrol with like squad lets you start doing some maybe some chump blocking and stuff like that and get your guy nice and big. But no play from our opponent here. Maybe I do want to just smash back for 3. Ooh, freight. Wow, new plan. Jeez. I imagine that gets appetited. But not yet, I guess. Alright, so next turn I can go squad or patrol, puzzle knot. Both of those options are fine with me. Okay, Pima Outrider. So I can actually activate Freighter, but... Yeah, activating Freighter might be just fine. Well, what's cool is I can go Knightsbridge Patrol. Then I can't activate Freighter unless I use the operative. So I guess I have to do the squad here and just offer the Freighter for the Outrider. But the operative too. Okay. Alright. I'm on board. I want the servo, I think. Yeah, because of the patrol. That's debatable, I guess. Smash with these two. It's a pretty good trade for us. We're certainly winning the race at the moment. And we still have plenty of action in hand. Wild Wanderer, okay. Pretty surprised my opponent is still attacking, considering how the lack of attacking they were doing last game. Alright, so let's actually go Puzzle Knot first, see what we draw. Pretty sure we're just going to be doing the Knightsbridge Patrol. That's a good draw. So we can go Patrol here. And do I even want to... I don't even have to... Well, no, I don't even have to offer the trade. Maybe I just should have, but we'll see. Okay, Edge Crafter. Alright, this time they're going for the Fabricate. So we're going to chump the 3 power guy. Make our patrol a little bit bigger. Okay, operative number 2 is kind of nice actually. So I only have one artifact left, which means I can't really crack the puzzle knot. Second operative plus leave up timing. That seems fine to me. I can't really afford to play the Snare Thopter right now because we're actually a little bit tighter on the race than I initially thought. But I'm still feeling okay here. Okay. I think we're just going to timing that. Just makes good use of mana, prevents some damage to us. So now we can go on Snare Thopter plan. I could do the Screecher. It makes worse use of mana, but, well, you know why I want the Snare Thopter here? Besides being able to just immediately deal 3 damage to my opponent, I want to have 2 artifacts, because I'm actually in a little bit of danger with these operatives. If my opponent were to rip a Appetite, and I only had 1 artifact, I could block, and then they just remove my artifact. I lose Death Touch magically, so I think this just makes more sense. Let's just play it safe here. So I'll definitely offer up my operative to this. It makes our patrol bigger too. Conclusion's nice. We're just going to get in with the Snare Thopter here and play the Screecher, because that's lethal next turn. Certainly not the best use of mana here, but... Alright. Opponent is digging. Discards 2 lands. Okay. Alright. Got there. So, opponent's deck was really powerful, too. I think they just did not... Game 1 was sort of a rocky game for them. I think there was just a lot of opportunities where they sort of needed to attack and did not. So, we were able to take advantage of that and win through incremental value. So, impeccable timing, played well. That was nice. It protected us fairly well there. Okay, we'll see you round 2.